The TLX is maybe not the sharpest for the engine. It's not the loudest for the exhaust. It's not the quickest of the line. It's not the most powerful, but it does everything well. Today we're talking about my review of the 2025 Acura TLX Type S. Yes, this is a winter review. The week I was driving the TLX was quite quite the winter week, I could say. We had like snowstorms, all that, and I've been driving a lot during those snowstorm with the TLX. So it was a true road test for the SH all-wheel drive we can find on the TLX. I'm going to talk to you about this a little bit later on. So the model I was driving is the TLX Type S 2025. Starting price in Canada, it's just under $69,000. If you're in the US, it's good for $58,050. The model I was driving, it's good for 71,000 Canadian, and if you're in the US, a little bit more than $60,000. Quite a good price, good value, I think, for this TLX Type S. Under the hood, we can find a V6 3-liter turbocharged, matched to a 10-speed automatic transmission. This is good for 355 horsepower and 354 foot-pounds of torque. Obviously, this Type S is equipped with the all-wheel drive system, and this all-wheel drive system is called the SH all-wheel drive. Quite good all-wheel drive, made for sporty driving more than the winter driving. Performance-wise, you can do the 0 to 60 miles an hour in a 4.6 second and quarter mile in 13.3 seconds. Driving the TLX is quite fun, I could say, because it's one of the only car in that budget, I could say, who can offer you both world comfort and also a really sporty, tight type of driving. You've got different modes. You've got like comfort, normal, sport, sport plus. In comfort mode with the air suspension, it's really comfortable, especially when you have beat up roads like here in Quebec. So puddles, all kind of like bumps on the road, really comfortable. You know, driving on the highway, driving in the traffic in the city, super comfortable. It's a really good daily driver, I could say, on that part. When you tied it up on Sport Plus, the car can become really composed. It lowers itself, and also the suspension becomes more tight. Also the traction control, and also the all-wheel drive system. You hear a little bit more of the engine sound and the exhaust, all that. Not really loud, but still decent sound, I could say. But it's really night and day between the comfort mode and the Sport Plus. It's not always the case in those kind of cars, especially if you're looking at BMWs. From my point of view, a BMW, it's like tight, super tight, or hyper tight, I could say. Really, really hard on the road. You don't have that big difference. This is the magic, a little bit of the air suspension we can find on this Type S, from my point of view. Speaking of the all-wheel drive system, it's quite a sporty all-wheel drive system. It doesn't feel like a 50-50 distribution. It feels more like a 60-40 or even 70-30% of the power sent to the back. It can be quite fun to drive when you push it down the road, especially in the winter time if you want to have fun. It can be fun also on the dry pavement during the summer. But while I was driving the TLX, I had to drive during the night in a pretty bad winter storm, and I wish the TLX had like a winter mode with more like a 50-50 distribution of the power, because it was kind of happy from the rear end, the propulsion of this car. I was not really confident to do some passing on the highway. I know when it's really bad on the highway, you shouldn't, pass other cars and all that. But sometimes it can be quite dangerous with big tractor trailers. Sometimes they can reduce the visibility, especially in some, powder snow. And here, especially lately, the way the government and the provincial and all that, the way they maintain the road is pretty bad. It's not like it used to be back in the day. So pretty much, I drove more than 2 hours on the highway, and there was no snow plow, so it was pretty bad. And I had to drove back an hour or 2 hours back, so it was quite dangerous at some point. It's a good all-wheel drive for most people. You're gonna be quite happy with it. But after that winter storm, my wife with the 2 kids, they wanted to go to the grocery store. So I told my wife she should take my Audi S6 instead of the TLX, because I felt that the Audi with the Quattro was more safe, especially in high sea winter storm condition. I felt that system was more safe for my wife and my kids. But still, it's a good all-wheel drive, but not as 50-50 square kind of traction like we can find on older Audi, like the one I own, my Audi S6 with a V10. But still quite fun to drive, especially on a daily basis. You've got both world, sporty driving and comfort. That's what I really like about this TLX. Speaking of the exterior design, not a lot of change for 2025. You've got a more aggressive front end for the TLX. You've got also nice wheels. You've got 4-piston Brembo brakes. You've got 4 exhaust tips in the back. It looks more aggressive, but not over the top, because it's a Type S. If we step inside, again, no improvement compared to last year. We don't get the new entertainment system we can find inside of the MDX. The MDX now has got the new system. We can have the touchscreen. This one still have the mouse pad. So for some people, they don't really like it. Well, we still have a ton of buttons, but everything works well. What I really like about Acura and Honda products in general, they don't try to have like the biggest screen, the latest technology. They put stuff that works. They put stuff that's been proven over time. Maybe they don't have the latest technology for the screen and all that, but everything works well. There's no bug. Everything is simple. That's what I really like. The seats are pretty comfortable. I had the red interior, decent amount of space in the back, but it's still a small car. So if you have younger kids like I have with big baby seats, I'm 6'3", so was not able to fit my daughter behind myself. So I was quite squeezed, and I was not comfortable to drive, especially when I was, moving my seat closer to the steering wheel, maybe for 15 minutes, but I wouldn't drive an hour and squeeze like that. Decent amount of space in the trunk. The trunk is pretty nice, especially with the carpet. When you opt for the upgrade carpet and all that, decent amount of space for the trunk. If we're looking at the fuel economy, this is where the magic happened, I could say, for the TLX. The TLX is maybe not the sharpest for the handling. It's not the loudest for the exhaust. It's not the quickest of the line. It's not the most powerful, but it does everything well. You got good power and good fuel economy from my point of view. Overall, I was doing 20 miles per gallon. So if you're in Canada, it's 11.5 liters per 100 kilometers. It's pretty decent, especially in winter conditions, especially with the power, with the all-wheel drive and all that. It's a really solid, daily driver. And this is where the magic happened for the TLX. This is where it's a good purchase. It's a good value for the price. I think you've got amazing comfort, good fuel economy, good, power and everything when you add up everything all together, it gets the best score, I could say. Maybe other products gonna get like a better score for the looks, for the performance, for the comfort, for the fuel economy. But all put together, I think that the Acura TLX get the overall best score in that category of sporty design, from my point of view, especially for the price. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about the Acura TLX Type S? Is it the best for the value, or you prefer certain German products or other products maybe from Cadillac and all that? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. We're going to see each other on the next podcast.